Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to show you a flip through of the journal that I did for my design team project for Sweet Pea Curiosities. This was using several of her kits, 5 of them I believe, and I will link her shop down below. That way you can go check them out, but I will also list the individual names of the kits. That way you can go look at them. She has an Etsy shop, a Kofi, and she also sells physical books on Amazon, so go check that out as well. So this is the cover, and it is covered with a vintage tablecloth. You'll see here the vintage tablecloth has some hand done embroidery on it, and then I just covered it with some trim off of another I guess it was a tablecloth or a doily, I guess you would call it. So I cut that trim off and just kind of wrapped it around there because I wanted to keep that intact as much as possible. And I left this open as a pocket here. So I have this little notebook or flip out, whatever you want to call it, tucked here in this notebook. And it has a magnet closure, but it has a little tuck spot there. And another little tuck spot on the back with some ephemera in it. And it has a magnet closure there, and you can just tuck that right here in the front. Just tuck that right there, and you have room to tuck anything else in there if you want to. The closure, this is some I think it's called seam binding, but it has a little bit of stretch to it. So I have run it through some eyelets on the back, wrapped it around, and it just kind of hooks over that little knob that I have right there. So just open it like that. We have a flip out in the front. We have this young lady here, isn't she pretty? With a little flip out, a little journaling spot there. This opens up, and we have another little tuck spot here. We have a tuck spot over here, and then this is a vintage postcard that has gotten tucked in here. At least I think it's vintage. It's 1981 vintage. I don't know. Then we'll flip this open. I guess it would be vintage. And this is a, I just collaged on a large journaling card there. Little pocket. This flips up. And we have a big pocket here. More journaling cards. I apologize if my voice is rough. I have these allergies are really testing my patience right now. Struggling a little bit, but we're going to try to get through this. We have another little pocket here. This come from the kit. I have some tags here. I just backed with some coffee dyed paper. And got some notebook paper there. I got a big bunch of old notebooks from an antique mall. So I've gotten a lot of use out of the old notebook paper for my journals. So that was a good find. And that just kind of tucks back in a little slot right there. And on the back of it, I have this piece of lace, and I left it open as a pocket. And then here, I just have another little scrappy pocket here with some ephemera in there. They're just attached with a paper clip. Another big pocket with a large tag. Pocket here. This here is something that I come up with. It is a page tab pocket flip out. I don't really know how to call that, but that's what it is. It's created by folding a piece of brown cardstock or craft cardstock into like a page tab shape. I punched the page tab shape on the end, did some stamping on it, and it flips out like this. And we have a little belly band with a large journaling card tucked in there behind it. But this whole piece is made just by one piece of 8.5 by 11 craft cardstock, and I folded it where it would just wrap around the page. And then it has 2 pockets on this side. We have a pocket here and a pocket here. There was did some more stamping on the side. I did create a video making this. I had intended on uploading it for Mass Make March, and with feeling unwell a couple of times this month, and my daughter's getting married in May, we're doing a lot of preparations for that. and for her wedding shower. So I haven't gotten that video uploaded, but if you're interested in that, how I made this, just let me know, and I can hopefully get that video uploaded for you to see. We have some vintage ledger paper. In here, I created a gatefold. This has a little pocket with some journaling cards in it. This is actually a little flip out, but that just tucks right in that little pocket, and it helps keep the gatefold closed. But I do have this tucked in here behind this little ephemera. And then we have a waterfall back here with some journaling spots on the back of it. Just tuck our ephemera back in there. There is a pocket here. I did leave that open as a pocket in case you want to tuck something in there. We have this cute little page here. This is a pocket that come from one of the kits, and I put some acetate in the window. It has a little tag that comes out of the top. Just tucks right back down in there. Did some stamping on some coffee paper. And then this little girly here, isn't she cute? This flips up. It's just a brown envelope that I put on the page, just some collaging underneath. And it has a large card there tucked in the side. And get it tucked back in there. That's the way it goes. Nothing wants to go back in when you need it to. But then that just closes up, and it's held closed by this little turn button here. Got some vintage music paper, one of the page tabs that I have that I made using the jewelry bezels and glossy accents. Someone in one of my comments on Instagram or something may have called it a cabochon, but I don't remember where they said that at. But I guess that's what it would be then. Some vellum paper. This is a vintage greeting card that I have created a pocket with. So we have this pocket here that has a large tag and journaling card there with some scrapbook paper that I have. And this is one of the digitals from one of the kits. A little flower there on the top with some ribbon. I got this ribbon on clearance at Walmart. I thought it was pretty. And this greeting card just opens up. Got some journaling spot down there behind it. And then I left this blank where it can be journaled on, but I did create a little collage on the back, and I also left that blank so that can be collaged on. Just a little hidden spot there. This is the middle of the signature, so I put some trim on each side of that signature. I didn't put anything here. But this is a big pocket. I don't have anything in the pocket, but that is a large pocket. I just did some collaging with some old papers and some digitals from the kit. This is one of the pictures frames from one of the kits, and I enlarged it and printed it on sticker paper, and then took the sticker paper and stuck it down on another piece of one of the digitals, and that creates that vintage look in the back with the writing and everything. So I like how that turned out. And then I just put a large sticker there. I attached it, hinged it on here with some old fabric that I have that I rust dyed, and just put a large journaling card. So lots of journaling space there. It's more of that vellum of music paper. I created a scrappy notepad here. I bound it all together with some fabric. I stamped on the fabric and then attached it to the page with some eyelets. I created a little pocket on the back here with some lace with some journaling cards on there. Got a belly band with some scrapbook paper tucked behind it. This page, this was a digital from the kit with a frame around it, some pretty lace. I just kind of attached that to the page. We have a flip out here that has a double lace pocket that I sewed. The sewing on there is not the best, but it's a junk journal, so we're going to go with it. And got a little tag stuck in there. Got a tuck spot here. And then we move on to the second signature. And here I have taken a vellum envelope, and I have embossed on the vellum envelope and with some embossing folders. And then I just took some, let me take this out, maybe you'll be able to see it better. Yeah, there you go. I embossed on it, and then I took some of the Victorian Velvet, I think it's oxide ink, and just rubbed it across there just to kind of bring out those flowers. And then I just have a little digital tucked in the back of the envelope there. Just kind of tucks in the back of that envelope like that. And then here it has a little pocket I created on the front with a tag and a journaling card there. This here is a page from a vintage magazine that I have. It was early 1900s, and I didn't want to tear the page out, so I made a copy of it. The magazine's pretty much falling apart, but I made a copy of it and then just put that in there. Since it's so old, I could make a copy of it. And this is page from my old vintage flower book, or I can't remember what it's called, but. And then a large journaling card just tucked in there. This here's wrapped around this page. This was someone, I found a old scrapbook at an antique mall that someone had collaged on the scrapbook, and it was literally, the paper was so old it was falling apart. So I made a copy of it on my printer. I think it turned out really well, and I literally just cut around where it looks like the paper was falling apart. I literally just cut around where it was falling apart at. I wanted to keep that character of that without having to use the original piece, because I wanted to be able to keep the original piece. Plus, I don't think it would have held up. It's very fragile. But it just flips out, and on the back of it, I just printed some a digital that I had downloaded from somewhere that's just like some antique writing instruction or something on there. And then we have a little pocket behind it with some scrapbook paper, vintage ledger paper. And then I have a little belly band here with some scrapbook paper behind it that I created a flip out. I got some of my coffee dyed paper that I make with my stencils in here, and it does kind of flip open both ways. So lots of extra journaling area there. We have a double pocket here. So we have a large pocket here and then a smaller pocket right there. So that just tucks in there, and I have just some scrapbook paper that I have there. Some more printed vellum, large pocket there. Put some lace on the edge of the page. And on this side here, this is just a little notebook, I guess you could say I created it with fabric. I tucked the papers in there and then took it to my sewing machine and sewed like a binding on the side, and then attached it into the journal with 3 little pink pearl eyelets that I had, not eyelets, brads that I had. I sewed the little girl on the front of it. I thought my sewing turned out pretty good there. I'm trying to get better with my sewing, so I need to be practicing more. But, so it's sewed on there, and then it just has some vintage papers in there from vintage school books, music paper, and all that in there. And then this was the paper clip that I made, a hidden paper clip that I made in my last video, I believe, that was a mass make that I used packaging and clothing tags to create things. And excuse me, and this was the vintage paper clip that I created, and it flips down and has a little pocket on the inside, journaling spot there, and it has a little pocket here on the front, and it is a hidden paper clip. And I created that out of some packaging I had from some ephemera, and that just tucks on top of the page like that. And then on the other side of the page, we have another little pocket with a large journaling card, another one of those glossy accents embellishments that I made. This here is a belly band that I created. It has a couple of policy closures on it that keeps it closed, but it has a little pocket on the inside, so you have a belly band and a pocket all in one. And then I just have some scrapbook paper tucked there behind it. And then this was a piece of cross stitch that somebody did. I found it at an antique mall, and this is exactly how I found it. It had rust already on it, so I just left it the way it was. And then I just have a little large journaling card tucked in the side there. Another one of those tab pocket flip outs with journaling card in there, scrapbook paper. On the other side where it flips over, I did a big collage. This is not vintage, this was a Cameo Brad that I have, and I used alcohol inks on it just to kind of make it look older. It was like bright silver. Some vintage lace and some vintage trim. And when you flip it over, you have a large journaling spot there. You have a pocket, again, with just some more scrapbook paper that I have. I forget where I got this from, but that's the way it comes with the edges punched out like that. I thought that was pretty neat. We have a just a piece of, I think this was a greeting card. It was a blank greeting card. I printed on the back of it. And then I did some stenciling on the front with one of my stencils. Little tag tucked in the pocket there. And there's another pocket here, that, so there's room to tuck something else. Another one of my page tabs. This one has the little dangle on it. And this is an accordion pocket that I created. You can see there's still lots of room in there to tuck things in. But the front of this I made with a envelope, and I left the windows in the envelope. I did reinforce it with some better acetate instead of the plastic that come in it. So I made that envelope the front of my accordion. And I tucked these large journaling cards in there that I did some collaging on. Some vintage papers and digitals and stickers and all the things. The second one, another large collage there. And then the third one, more of a neutral collage on that one. And that just kind of tucks in there. And if you'll remember, in my video for my design team project for February, I had made this folio, and the folio, this was intended to go in the middle of this journal. But of course, like all of my journals, it has gotten chunky and there's not much room left for anything else. It can go in there, it just would add more bulk to it, and it will close. There's no problem with it closing, but it adds more bulk in there. As you can see, it sits in the middle there, but it does add more bulk. So I can leave it in there. I'm not sure. Just tell me what you think in the comments below. Should I include the folio in the middle of there? If I don't put it in there, I can include it whenever I sell it. But y'all just let me know what you think I need to do, because that's the home it was supposed to be in. I would hate for it not to go with it. But just let me know what you think. I really enjoyed working on this, working with the kits from Sweet Pea Curiosities. I will link her shop down below. She has an Etsy shop, Kofi, and Amazon, so y'all go check her out. And I'll try to remember anything else that I mentioned throughout that I need to put in the description. But if you have any questions, comments, please leave them down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe, and share if you think someone might get some value out of this. This book will be going up in my Etsy shop here pretty soon, so if you're interested in that, please check that out. But y'all just let me know what you think. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, y'all.